But you know what? Let's just get into, because we was getting a bit deep, but I want to get into some Trillary now. You get me? How are you? Let's look at me. So cool. So we're going to get into your music now. You get me? Like, first of all, tell the people what you do, who you are, where you come from, just so they know.
My name's Trillary Banks. I'm an artist from Leicester. I'm a female rapper / musician. I've been doing it for a while. Kind of like a family trait, I'd say. So my dad, my granddad,
family trait, because I saw
my brother, my sister, and
that your dad was a jungle DJ. Can I say that? He was a jungle DJ from early. Yeah. So you've had musician influence in your life. His dad as well?
Yeah, he was from Antigua.
Oh, is it?
He used to play.
Was he? What, steel pan or like?
No, like a band. He's
okay.
A band, and they used to go kind of like around the Caribbean and America and stuff like that. So I come
so you're really music.
And I'm sure his dad as well. Obviously, I don't know too much more than like the family, like my immediate family that I know. But even like a lot of my Jamaican relatives as well from my mum's side. Like my dad's always like, that's where you get your music from. It's me, you know. Yeah. But I do still have a lot of like musical people
around you. Because I see that you got like your brothers and that done music and all of that as well.
My oldest brother's a DJ. And then I have another brother who's still older than me. He does rapping. My sister, she's a Motown tribute singer. She's been doing that for years.
That's sick.
Yeah, my other sister used to do like a lot of dancing and stuff. So yeah, I think we just.
So you was born into this. This was meant to be.
Yeah, but I just think a lot of black people are like we grow up, we watch things, we sing, we do shit at school, and we do the little rhymes, and everyone does their little bars. And I think everyone like it's mad to meet someone who's never like tried to write a little thing or do something creatively. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just think we come from that culture.
You tried to write bars.
In general, you get what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
You must have.
No, but I was a journalist for like 12 years, so
journalist, you know.
We're talking about as kids, you never
like growing up, like school,
I was a bookworm.
So when was
fair enough.
When was the first time that you decided to write something and really get into the music properly?
Probably about my own stuff, probably like year 7.
Oh, that's early then. That's pretty. That's good.
Year 7. I'm not gonna say like when I was like 5, 6, 7. Like that's just. I've got 5-year-old nieces. They trust me. They're not doing that yet. I hear but you know sometimes, what? And I'm like, you wasn't 4 or 6 writing albums.
I'll be real though. My daughter's like, because my son's 11.
Yeah, they could get the little.
But
it's not like you can't see me doing music from that age.
Hey, listen, you see my daughter right now, yeah. Big Rome, you could vouch. You see my daughter, yeah. My daughter don't know how to like. She knows how to be on a track. Yeah. She more knows the melodies and the flows of a track. So if she hears a beat, but she flows better than my son. My son's 11, but he writes good. No, big man.
But you're not gonna. So when I'm late, hold on,
Marlon. If you're gonna do that, you need to go out there and do that.
When I'm late,
may I have
one give me a prison sentence.
Wait one second, Marlon. You're messing up the shot. Man's messing up the shot.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, you're messing up. You know, do you know him?
No.
Do you know who he is? Do you know Monique Laws?
Yeah.
That's her brother.
Okay. Yeah, man. I like Monique.
Yeah, Monique's hard still, you know, but you don't want to bring her sister on, but it's cool.
No way, man. She'll come, man. She's busy.
She's busy still. I rate that. So, obviously, no, you see with my daughter, like my son knows how to write right now. Yeah. And he's writing decent. It's shit, but it's decent. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. No, it's bad. He's 11 years old. But I can see.
No. So he's getting.
He's starting. Because you know what I done? He said to me he wants to come studio, but I said, bro, write something. Yeah. When I come back home, I want to see what you've written. And then when he wrote something, I said, yo, Marlon needs to come out the shoot, fam. You're messing up. No, big man thing, you're messing up the shoot right now. Fam.
Not playing about.
This guy is wild.
So anyway, he come and when I saw what he wrote, I said, raw. I looked at it. It wasn't the best, but I said whatever he was saying in that, he was bringing in Fortnite, he was bringing all these things that he knows, and it was very good in that. So I was like, sick. But you see, my daughter, he ain't got a flow right now. It's the problem. He's got bars, but he got no flow. But you see, my daughter, she got the flow. Like
he's got a little flow.
Nah.
Little flow.
I said nah.
Rose. You know why?
Don't force the flow, bro.
Hey, Rose. No, I've got it. You know why? Hey, Roms, you know why? You haven't heard my daughter. No, you haven't heard my daughter.
Listen,
you see my daughter?
The other day, put on her beat. So I put on the beat. Yeah, he was doing his thing.
He killed you still. But I'm saying he does his thing. If you hear him and you don't hear my daughter, then it's like, raw, he's done his thing. But you see, when I heard my daughter, every different beat that was put on, she changed her flow for every single beat.
Okay.
And I said, raw. You're four. How do you know how to change your flow? Like, she slowed it down on certain beats.
And she's hearing it.
Like, them two
music is just you're playing dancehall in the yard.
I play bare dancehall in the yard, fam, all day long. That's all I listen to.
That's where you catch the
So this is why, with Trillary now, I'm like, yo, when I've heard your stuff, UK dancehall, and I'm like, once I hear UK dancehall, I'm going to be attracted to that artist or whatever. Like, when I hear Steph, I like Steph. When I hear Stylo G, I love Stylo G. J Kaz right now is my new artist. I love J Kaz. That's my guy. Like, I've been following him for so long. And you know what I heard today? When I was listening, you done the track with Bush King, the Pum Pum track and all of that. Yeah. And I said, raw. I said, J Kaz.
That was an old school little tune still.
J
Kaz is hard. I was on something with him the other day. We was both performing at the same place. He's very hard.
Oh yeah, because I was there the other day still at Camden.
From like, I think he's like outskirts-ish of London, so it's a bit more difficult sometimes. But
so he's coming. He's actually coming on in a couple of weeks still.
Yeah, that'll be good. I hope he gets a break soon. He's cool.
I've been telling him because I've been watching him for a long time. I've been watching his freestyles and I've been hitting him up like, yo, you're cold, you know. Yeah. You need to blow, you know.
You just have to keep pushing.
But I think now he's starting to get that radio play. He's getting that recognition. Like, I'm seeing him on.
He's grinding strong.
He's grinding strong.
I get his songs. I don't even know how linked him.
So when I heard, because I was listening to all your stuff back in, and more of your stuff back then, as you said, you're a rapper. So I heard a lot of your stuff was rap.
Yeah.
So then I was like, raw. So when did the transition come in play to start doing the UK bashment kind of stuff? When did that come into play?
It's kind of a bit more popular now. Like, obviously dancehall's always been popular, but I don't really think it's never really had the UK. We haven't had that emerge sound like how it is now. And obviously in terms of like radio play and just getting views on YouTube and just certain things that I just don't think it's been there in terms of like in the UK. Yeah. So I think now like it's on and popping. You got Touchdown, just a crazy tune from last year. As well, all of this year, like obviously we got Stylo G on that. He's got like crazy people on the remix. Nicki Minaj, Vibes Cartel. It's a big look. So I think for now that's definitely set off 2019 to be that year of the Afro bashment infused dancehall style, and there's a lot more collaborations coming with Jamaican artists and the UK artists. So I just think it's like I've done and I did do songs with a Jamaican vibe years ago, but no one weren't taking it in then.
But so
like literally,
because when I'm listening,
I did Egyptian Hold You, I did a Clean Every Day.
I heard all of them. I heard the
time ago, but it still weren't really.
Well, let me ask you a question. I want to throw a spanner in the works. You might not ever heard of this before, but I was having a mad debate with someone. And basically, with all of this UK and bashment coming together, for me, I love it. You see, all my dancehall artists, I love them. So when I see UK doing it, I love it. Now, combining it together, because I was having a conversation with someone that's from like Caribbean, but they're like a soca side, and they don't like a lot of things that's happening with the carnival scene. Carnival scene is like, they feel like it's being taken over by the Americans, and
they believe carnival's supposed to be soca.
But not just soca, not that, but just like because a lot of Americans are now taking on board of the carnival scene, they feel like it's being washed out of that scene. Now, the argument that I had with them is like, yo, dancehall for me, obviously dancehall's never been on the map. Dancehall's on the map, but it's not on the map. When I say it's not on the map,
it's never been on the map. No. Sorry, guys. I'm letting you look right.
No, wait.
I get what you're trying to say.
Illness. Let me explain. When I say it's never been on the map, it's not. We put it on the map. It's not on radio play. No. It's not on. When I'm saying map, I'm saying commercially. Like they don't push.
Because it's
There's
too
everybody
raw.
Here. He just done his homecoming, yeah. But Buju Banton, Shabba Ranks.
Wait.
What map are
wait.
No, you're not understanding what he's saying.
Illness. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You see today, bashment is on the map. They will put a Buju out there because he's connected to Khaled or whatever. I'm saying. Back in the day, was cartel. In order for you to find a cartel, wait, shush. In order for you to find a cartel and a Mavaldo back in 2000,
he's talking to.
No, because
Easy, guys.
No,
this is my confusion.
You're not letting me finish though.
No, but this is my confusion because you're saying what you're saying, but it's still not kind of making me understand what you're saying. This is my confusion, yeah? If you want to go way back in the day to when before Buju Banton said I'm madness on Channel 4, dancehall was running the place. This is like in the 90s.
I get it.
In 2004 to 2006, you had Sean Paul, Elephant Man, this one, that one. Yeah, right. Hold on.
Even Beanie Man.
Right,
Beanie
exactly.
Man.
And Sean Paul never let go. You know how many number ones my man's been on? We're talking about dancehall, guys, right? Do you know how many number ones Sean Paul got in this year country?
I fully.
There's a lot of different dancehall artists that are still
get what you're saying.
one or two.
I fully get what you're saying.
You just didn't word it. He didn't word it.
I didn't word it
right.
properly.
So
I don't know
what
word
you
things.
meant to say, and I know as a
He
I'm
didn't
not a dancehall
let me explain
Okay,
at all.
He didn't
let me explain at all.
Get to the point and say it in
All right,
like
cool. When you're looking
1 minute.
you're telling
no,
me.
because I get what he's trying to say. I know.
Thank you.
I know
I'm
exactly
trying to
what
get
he's
it.
trying to
Listen,
say.
You
when you're-
understand?
because
I
like-
DJ for Chip. We've been doing
Yeah,
dancehall from
man,
since
still not letting me
2010
talk, you know.
strong.
Man, still not letting me
So
talk.
out there,
I'm
like,
valid right
out
now.
there,
You're so
like
valid
that.
right now.
No, but
Right.
why is it not valid? Man's giving me, you know who you're giving me? You're giving me Beanie Man. You're giving me Sean Paul. You're giving me artists that has been on a mainstream platform anyway with commercial tracks. Now, let's be honest.
But they
Has-
still bring
no,
their
wait.
dancehall flavour,
Wait,
though.
has Vibes Cartel...
Because he talks too wicked. Why do you expect him
All
to
right,
be
but
round there?
I'm
fam?
saying...
If he
no,
clean up his
even
lyrics...
No.
Even
You're not
now-
getting what I'm saying.
Even now, the wicked talkers, the wicked dancehall talkers are not the ones
Wait, if you
making
remember,
commercial.
yeah.
Wait, 1 second.
Why-
One second.
Hold on.
No,
Go on,
Face
talk
off.
to me.
Face off.
Right,
Talk to
talk
me.
to me.
And
Talk
in
to
the
me.
blue
Go on,
collar.
what I'm saying is right now, yeah.
Go on.
When I say bashment on a scale, the only way you really find bashment is through yourself. You will find you don't hear bashment on radio play. The only time you're hearing real authentic bashment, yes, bashment and hip hop is at the forefront of music from the beginning for me anyway.
Yeah.
But when I'm saying who's pushing out the bashment, is it them kind of DJs or is someone like you, Illness? That is a underground, not underground DJ, but your hair.
It's an underground thing in the
It's
UK.
an underground
It
thing.
is.
Like
It
bashment
is.
What,
isn't.
Westwood don't
like-
push out
wait,
bashment?
Wait, 1 sec. But what kind of bashment is he pushing out?
Westwood
He push up
any
the...
kind
He
of
puts out the
bashment.
wickedest
But
tune.
what kind of?
Yeah,
But hold
but
on.
how much?
How long
What's
ago?
the
We need to
ratio
kind of put a
to
time frame on-
to
we need to put a time frame on
Wait, hold on. 1
to
second. 1
DJs
second.
and
1 second.
slots on
Because
the radio?
because
That's probably
when
one
you hear-
night for an hour.
When you hear Tim
I
Westwood,
get what
yeah,
he's saying. It's
when
just
you hear
not
Tim
worded
Westwood,
correctly.
every single track on there is commercial. Now I used to get a lot of my bashment from Robert Ranks, late night, or Chris Goldfinger. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2
Yeah,
o'clock in the
late
morning.
night, late
Wait,
night.
Because
wait,
their lyrics are
Put
too
it
no,
on
no,
at
wait,
8 or
forget
9
that.
o'clock.
No,
He has a huge point.
Yes.
And the reason why
No,
he has
you're
a huge
right.
point is we're going to go forward. We're going to get into Afro
Yo,
bashment.
oh, hold on,
And this is a
hold on,
conversation
Illness,
that me and Chip were
Illness.
having, right? Hold on, I'm going to go
Alright,
from
cool.
here, right? Conversation that me
When
and
you
Chip were
get Chip
having.
on
The
there as
reason
well.
why... Yeah, cool.
When
When
you
he comes
get
back from
chat,
holiday,
just
we'll
call-
sort that.
talk with
What I'm
Chip.
saying is this now, yeah? What I'm saying is this. Like, huge conversation that me and him was having in an interview that will get aired later. When we were saying, like, people are complaining. Like, there was a situation earlier on this year when Stylo G said something about the way dancehall artists were being treated in this country in comparison to the African artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a
And
fact.
the
That
exposure.
was that the Mobos or something?
I
An award
can't.
was-
I
What
mean,
did he-
I
It
saw.
was the GRM Awards,
But
and it was
what did he
how
mean
it
by
was
different,
said
though?
again, just how he
But
said
me
it
not-
wrong,
okay.
just like
Right,
Stylo
cool.
said it
So let me-
wrong.
so let me-
Sometimes you
Well,
want to say
well,
something
right.
and you go like this,
You need
and
to
you
let
look
her
back and
speak.
you're like,
Yeah, you know what,
Shit.
Trillary, can you
Okay,
explain
it's
for us?
all
Hold on,
about-
no, because I
after you,
landed.
okay.
I
Yeah, he ain't
landed,
landed, fam.
I
Like,
landed. He didn't let me
He's
land.
ones
I
that
hear what
missing
you're
game
saying. No,
right
no,
now.
I
Okay.
get
Hey,
it.
Okay, so
Please,
but
let
wait,
her
wait,
speak.
but
Actually,
today
you're
what I'm
playing
saying
land,
is
you know. You're
well.
playing
Okay,
this
so
about
I'm
missing
playing
land.
the land turbulence, right?
Let me just land quick.
Yeah,
Let me just land
turbulence
quickly
over
because his point twice is look how wicked man are talking. Look at content. Now, a conversation as I was saying, I was having with Chip, and he hit me with it, and I didn't like the way he hit me with it, but I had to give it to him. He said, if you look at the language in the African music,
There's no- they're not cussing
Now,
at the
one
place,
thing that
man.
I can say to a degree, I can't understand what they're saying in certain things. I don't speak the language, so African person could come and say, "Nah, he said this and that," and none of us would know unless you speak the language.
Yeah.
But more to the point, the language is clean as a whistle.
Clean.
No.
So the radio can embrace
All right, but
it
you, but
in
you,
its
you
entirety.
see, my point is, yeah, the language of bashment is so terrible, but it's still at the forefront.
Because that's how it
It's
is,
undeniable.
It's
It's
the beats
undeniable.
and the flow,
Bashment
fam.
is
It's not
undeniable.
We're not
bro.
knocking the beats and the
Smokes,
flow,
No,
bro.
no,
One
but it's
second.
undeniable. Well, hold on, you're pushing
Smokes,
through
what-
something
What?
that they're not allowing to push through, but we still pushing it through
Let me tell you-
all the
But
time, bro.
Smokes-
You know how I knew about podcasts, fam? I knew about podcasts in 2008 because I was looking for bashment mixes all the time. I couldn't find them nowhere else. So my way of finding them was through a podcast, fam.
Yeah,
That's
and why
what-
did you find
what-
it for a
what is your
podcast?
point?
Because that's the
though.
only place I could find
Yeah,
the
I want
mixes,
to know what his
bro.
point is as well.
Because that's the only place I could
You're
play
saying they're not
mixes.
pushing out the
They're not
Jamaican music.
they're not pushing. We push out, but
Yes,
bashment.
why though?
We put it at
All
the
right, I
forefront.
want to say this now, yeah.
Because
As a-
it's great
as a
music.
DJ.
We can, though.
No, but let me
What
say
do you mean
something.
we can?
Let me say
But
something.
BBC and all that, they can't push
What's
that
your-
out.
can I
No,
say-
it's
can I
because
say something?
dancehall's
Can I
always
say
gonna
something?
win
Can I say
because
something?
Hold on,
people
one-
love
you know-
Jamaica.
wait, hold on.
It's
Wait,
not
one second.
just
Wait,
music;
let me make-
it's a
let me make-
culture.
Man's
Let me
telling
make
man
one
about their
point.
mummer
Wait, hold on.
and this
Let's
guy
do
and
the
that.
mic
Let's
test.
Hold on,
Talk,
wait,
talk,
let me
talk,
make
talk,
one
talk.
point. Why can't they put that out? Because the amount of music and the fuckery that's in hip hop.
drill and everything.
Wait, let me finish. There's fuckery in
That
hip hop,
is a
but
good
they
point,
can
but let's not get into that
bleep
before we
out
have
every
all the
fuckery that 6ix9ine
trolls
says on the
coming in.
radio, and the whole track will be bleep. I listened to one track and there was nothing on the track. It was just bleep for the whole radio. But you're telling me they can't put on a little Vibes Cartel? Are you mad?
Cool.
You know,
No, don't
question.
do
Okay,
I believe we all
can I
know
answer that?
why. I'm not saying it because I don't want no one to
No,
black
yeah,
my
I know
career.
why as well.
We
I-
know
we
why
know
they
why.
don't
We
make
know why
dance
they don't.
artists.
Wait,
We will talk about that
Rasta
off
man down to
camera.
apologize. I no.
Right,
Shut
cool.
up.
Okay,
Finish
cool.
it then.
Okay, cool.
Why?
Okay, cool. Okay,
Why?
cool.
Guys, wait, she was
Exactly.
finishing
Exactly.
an eloquent point.
There are different reasons why
I know you would know.
why Jamaican music, especially,
All right.
and a lot of Jamaican
It's
artists
very
have-
homophobic.
have
We just
put-
be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not
Is that why it
inclusive.
is?
Let's
That
let's
is.
It's very homophobic.
So is that it?
No, that's one of the main reasons why they're not
When you're an
allowed
That's
to.
a
artist,
huge
you have to be
hindrance
very
to Jamaican
mindful
music.
about other people and
Yeah.
your views about. Obviously, you have to push your views about certain things out there. But if you do push views about certain other things, it can very much be detrimental and just fuck up your whole career.
Yeah.
Jamaicans, they don't business. They
They
say
don't
it how it
business.
is. We already
hold
know.
on, wait,
And they
but-
still thrive
And
in the
it's,
game.
Can I
it's
ask,
very
sorry.
offensive
Can
to
I
certain
ask-
It is.
people.
You're right.
Not,
It
you
is.
know what I
It
mean?
is.
And
It
that's
is.
the real. That's
It
the
is.
real.
It
That's
is.
the real.
But them men aren't
passion.
offensive.
That's
Them hip hop
As you
artists
guys
are
know,
offensive.
I don't know anything popular culture, right? I'm rubbish. But is
No, she's very hip hop. She's UK.
I'm
yeah.
very
It was
UK.
UK.
That's UK.
Oh,
no,
That's
That's
fine. That's fine.
However, is it the fact that African music is more favoured because it's clean and they're not actually homophobic, so they're not out there saying kill a gay person? Would Jamaican music benefit from actually not saying kill a gay person
Okay.
and just
Can
talk
I
about
answer this?
anything else?
I want to answer this. I want to answer this. Jamaica has had to, or I say Jamaica, dancehall, because at the end of the day, one thing I will say now, dancehall is not just Jamaica, it's the whole Caribbean. But
It's the whole Caribbean.
that's another
That's what
conversation
I
that we
said
can have.
last
It is
week.
true.
Yeah,
It is. It totally
Cool.
is, right? So at the end of the day, there's been a huge learning curve. Yeah. Now, if you want to get into where this whole homophobia came from, we can go back into slaves and how slaves were treated and punished. Yeah.
Well, we
It's a
know-
big,
well-
it's a big, deep thing that
Yeah,
I
no,
that I
keep going,
understand. Yeah.
wait,
I understand.
Yeah.
So this is why this
You're
thing.
not gonna black
This
this
is
all
why.
this podcast,
No,
you
definitely
know.
not.
No
Definitely
way,
not.
man. I
Because
told
at
you
the end of
this
the day,
podcast is
information
raw, you know.
understanding. So at the end of the day,
Trillary didn't know
this
she
is
was
why-
what she was coming
This
into.
is why because it was a huge thing within
don't
the
mind them,
society.
to be
Yeah.
honest.
And how it came. So this is why it was such a talking point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, slaves that rebelled were sodomized publicly.
Yeah.
This is where the whole thing came from. It's a deep thing. You can read up on it, right?
Yeah,
So
so-
it was huge. So forwarding on from that, it was a huge thing within the music, yeah, about sodomy, blah blah blah. People were rubbing out sodomy, like saying that people that involved in certain things, this should happen to them, that should happen to them. Now, at the end of the day, when I go back to my period of 2004 where dance was popping, I'm just got to put that in there.
Yeah, go on.
Right? Lots of people. Buju Banton was one of the biggest selling artists across the world.
100%.
In the 90s, he went on Channel 4, said the maddest thing he could possibly have said, cancelled. This was before cancel
They
culture
can't-
even
but
existed.
but you know not. But they before him,
Bro.
I'll be honest, they cancelled Shabba.
Shabba.
They cancelled Shabba.
Shabba,
Come on,
right?
man.
Anyway, two of the huge selling
Yeah.
artists,
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah.
Paul,
Capleton.
and I'm not trying to be horrible to Sean Paul. Sean Paul
Sat
step
back.
round that and managed to stay in there.
Of course.
Cool. Anyway, you move on. So a lot of people learned from that. The 2004 when it happened to Elephant Man Sizzler, who's not even allowed in this country.
He's
to
not
this
allowed.
Day.
Yeah.
Not
When
allowed.
last you heard Sizzler in the country to this day?
Yeah, Sizzler.
Alright,
Man,
cool.
when he banned out the
Madness.
Queen and said, "Yo, I'm not apologizing to not."
Like, cool. That's what I'm saying. So
But then
whatever.
Rasta man,
certain
people will always stand
Hold
by.
that.
The truth.
That's
Yeah.
what Jamaicans are like, you
but
know.
that's
I
what-
when them wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Them not wrong.
Yeah. So-
all right.
so-
when they're not wrong, they're
Come
when,
on. Hey.
So-
you know, like it's like no,
Yeah,
this
you're
is
right.
how.
So
And
to
that's
just
another
finish
reason
up
why
on
people love
answering,
dancehall sometimes
just
because
finish
it's
on
so
answering your
like
question.
unruly.
Just finish answering your question. They have a lot of the musicians understand not to put that in the music. Yeah. Now
They want to sell.
yeah, but that's just okay. We're gonna remove that content from our
Yeah.
music, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
language, the intent is still very, very hardcore.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when you remove that hardcoreness and intent of whatever you're talking about, aside from certain things that are not inclusive to other people, It's not the music.
But
Yeah,
illness,
so
illness.
aren't
One
you guys
second.
being a bit too
No, but 1 second.
emotional then?
No.
Illness. But you see,
isn't it
you
like
see a
it's,
lot
if
of-
you was looking at movies, isn't it a case that you want to sell to the largest audience? Therefore, you're
Right.
going to sell to the thing that
But hold on,
offends the
I
This
feel
is where I
like
was going.
bashment. I feel
This
like
is where I was
bashment
going.
sells to the largest audience.
This is where I was going. No, stop. No. Let me.
If the audience, if
Everybody loves
if the
bashment. I
music-
see
No,
Turkish man
everybody.
driving
Well,
down in the
not
car.
everybody,
bashment.
not everybody.
I see white
No,
man
let
in
me
the
tell
car.
you
about
bashment.
dancehall. Let me
So
tell
it's like,
hold on,
do you know what it's like?
everybody.
It's like movies now that are getting rebooted.
China
So
man like
like
Bashment.
RoboCop
Yes.
back in the
China man
90s.
like bashment.
No,
Don't
not
do that.
Jamaican.
Mighty
Don't
Crown.
do that.
Mighty
Jamaican.
Crown.
Don't do.
Mighty Crown.
Hey, Chinese
Mighty
assassin.
Crown.
They've won they're from the Far East rulers. Are you
Japanese
mad?
though, Mighty
I'm
Crown
talking
are
about
Japanese,
BS
aren't
sound,
they?
you know,
They're
from
not
China,
Chinese.
fam.
They're what?
They're
They're
Japanese,
from
aren't
the
they?
Far East. They're one of the baddest
They're
sounds.
Japanese,
They won
they're
the
not Chinese.
Chinese assassin.
right.
They're
No, I don't.
They're Japanese.
Wait,
Alright,
1
cool.
second. Chinese assassin.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Alright, cool.
No,
So what-
however, I'm just saying,
I don't
okay,
care.
So what I'm
if you
saying
guys
is
are
this,
taking the
person.
But what I'm saying
emotions,
is
Out
that
of a whole
I'm gonna
Them
walk
Chinese man
population
dance
of people.
better than
Can
some
I
of
just,
the
I need to land.
Jamaicans.
Let me just land my thing, yeah? What I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
is this, yeah? Made me lose my point now. What I'm saying is this. So yes, you say, do you want to sell to the largest audience? But
Yeah.
what you have to understand is the music is the music.
Yeah.
It is unapologetic.
well,
and
that's
you
fair
see when
enough.
it gets
But then you
cancelled.
can't, you
No,
can't
but you see
complain when it gets
it's the-
cancelled.
No. But nobody complains. This is the thing. They cancelled Shabba. The music carried on. They cancelled Buju. The music carried on. They've cancelled everybody.
Yeah.
And do you know what happens? People just keep gravitating back towards the music.
Okay.
It's so
It's
powerful.
not even just
It's
the
like-
music, it's the people, it's the culture. If you've never been to, I've been to a Vibes Cartel stage show, the whole Portmore Empire. I've been to a Spring Break Festival. I've seen.
Let me tell you what.
Capleton, Sizzler, Queen Eye, Freak.
You know when-
I've
you know
seen
when
them all.
I
It's the
was in
culture,
Jamaica.
It's the music, the vibe, the rum, the weed. It's
Yes.
the whole.
You see
it's
what? I went
people
Jamaica.
love Jamaica.
I went-
It's
I went-
Yeah,
small.
Jamaican
People fall in
culture,
love with
but
it.
Jamaican culture
So-
is different. Jamaican culture is loved around
we're
the
the
world.
we're the best in
It's
the
loved
world.
around the world, but it's got nothing
Fam,
to do
that small
necessarily.
island is the
it's got
biggest
nothing
thing
to
in
do
the world,
necessarily with dancehall.
The smallest
So,
act, but it's the biggest thing in the world.
Listen, we
I
can
remember
get
I
in-
went to
we
like
can get
this
into who's the
secluded
best.
part in Italy, and nobody spoke any English or anything, but they were playing Bob Marley.
Come on,
And I remember
Bob
when I
Marley.
did an interview with Benjamin Zephaniah, and he went to North
Rascal.
Korea,
Okay.
and they didn't even know that Michael Jackson had died. But they were still listening to Jamaican music. They weren't listening to dancehall, bear in mind you. They were
Jamaican
listening
music,
to
what
like reggae and stuff like that.
There's a difference.
They had no idea because of
you
it.
said
They didn't
Bob
have
Marley,
the
that's
internet
reggae.
and what have you. They had no idea
As
Michael
I said,
Jackson
Bob,
had
you
died.
see Bob? The man don't resonate around
Jamaican
the world.
culture is very strong,
But
but
this
what
is what
you
I'm saying
guys
to
were
you.
talking about initially was
Is-
dancehall.
Exactly.
And dancehall is something
So
entirely
Vibes
different.
Cartel
I
for
would
me
say.
is
Whoa.
strong.
Dancehall's different to Jamaican culture.
No, it's still Jamaican culture, but in the fact that you were talking about,
It's
you
different
said
to
It's
reggae.
dancehall
It's different.
and,
Alright,
and
cool.
the way
Chronic.
the treatment that it's getting.
Chronics.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
not
Talk to me about
dancehall.
Chronic.
He's
But
not
he's not
dancehall.
He's
dancehall.
not
No,
dancehall,
no,
but
dancehall.
he's part of what you're
We're
saying.
talking
He's
about
reggae.
I hate when he
Jamaican
does that. You know, you
music.
change your point.
Wait,
all the
one
time,
second. Wait,
innit?
1 second. So you're telling me
Chronic's
that
is not dancehall.
No, he's not dancehall, but he's got dancehall tracks though.
But he's
don't
not
know.
dancehall.
Has he got
man.
dancehall tracks though?
But does them dancehall tracks get pushed?
Yes.
Why ain't Chronic's
No, they
dancehall? How
don't,
did we get
fam.
here?
Well, hold on.
They don't get pushed as much as his
How
Are
do
you
you
regular
get
wait,
it,
tunes,
1
man.
second. Are you telling me that there's no Chronic's dancehall tracks that get pushed? Skanking.
Alright,
Skanking
cool.
don't
So
get
what I want to
pushed.
say is this.
Changing
What I
the
wanna
For the
say
likes,
is-
don't
what
get
I wanna
pushed.
say- what I wanna
Don't
say-
chat rubbish,
Fam.
Roms.
What I
They're
wanna
big
say is this,
dancehall
yeah?
tracks that get pushed, fam. They're
What I want to
dancehall
say is
tracks.
this. What I want to say is this.
Dunno.
Yeah. At the end of the
Likes and Skanking. They're two big dancehall
Are they,
tracks.
are, they,
from
are they his
Chronic's, fam.
biggest tracks?
No, they're not his biggest. Not Likes is his biggest track.
I don't think Likes is his biggest track, fam.
Likes is one of the worldwide biggest tracks of his right now. Don't tell me.
I don't know.
I'm not going to
Maybe.
argue.
I
I'm
don't
not going
know.
to argue
Anyway.
you guys. I'm not going to argue you guys on that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is this. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
At
No,
the end
we
of the
need to
day,
get back to
so we're
Trillary
gonna
now,
get back. We
yeah,
get back. And
after
I
this
think
point.
this is kind of what we were talking about before I started changing the shape of things. Right. At the end of the day, the popular spotlight or the status quo of the music industry, the mainstream, whatever you want to call it, seems to have a beam that it likes to shine on things.
Yeah.
And when this light shines on a particular
Genre or
culture,
person,
so whether it's
yeah.
house, whether it's dancehall, whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, it tries to make the rest of the world think
Yeah,
and
think
think,
like
that
that, okay.
the rest of it doesn't exist.
You're
And I
right.
think that's
I
what you were
think you're
saying earlier, where
underestimating
you was
business.
making music. Obviously, like we can all
Yeah.
sit down and have a deeper conversation
Yeah.
about the music that
I
you
think we
just
need to do
mentioned. You
this
just
again.
mentioned some very inspirational
Yeah.
artists and stuff
Yeah.
like that will continue regardless. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, as an artist yourself, you're trying to get to your highest height. As you
I
said,
also think
sell
you're
to the biggest
underestimating
market.
business. If you're a business, you want to earn the maximum profit.
Not everyone everyone does it for business.
I'm not
Thank
talking
you.
about music. I'm just talking about business. business.
No, in general, I get where you're.
I'm just talking about business. So whether it was music, whether it was a film, whether it's a book or anything
write
like
a book for the conscious brothers and sisters that can just relate to it.
I get that. I'm not
Even
talking
if it's
about
one
the
man
artist.
whose life you change, and others will do it to sell to everyone.
I get that.
And
I'm not
that's
talking
where
about
a
the
lot of
artist. I'm
dancehall
just
artists
talking
said,
about
we
business.
ain't selling out. This is what it is,
Yeah.
and
I get
that's
that.
why it suffered.
And
but at the end of the day, that's
That's
kind of
lovely.
how it
I'm
is.
not talking about that. I'm just talking about as a business owner.
Let's
If you want to maximize profits, you're going for something that is going to go across the board. So it doesn't actually, for instance, if you are an investor, you don't have to be interested in that thing.
Can I ask you a
You
question?
just want to earn the maximum profit.
Can I ask
So
a
you
question?
want to make sure it goes across as many cultures or as many boards as possible.
I understand what you're saying, but can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think Bob Marley was thinking that when he made One
No,
Love?
but I'm not talking about artists.
this is the
Bob
root of
Marley
the
was trying
conversation
to
we're
sort
having.
a problem
I'm not
within
talking
its
about
own
artists.
community.
We're dealing with creative people.
I'm not talking about that. That's
but
that's
anyway,
a different, that's a
I
different
get
thing.
what you're saying.
I'm trying to get
Bob
my whole
Marley
Thing is about things being pushed.
Yeah.
Your product
You're
being
talking
pushed.
But
about
you know what it
saying
is?
they're
Cool.
pushing
I'm
talking
this.
about-
Like,
You know what it is with Bob Marley? Bob Marley was more, and this is going to be the last point here. Bob Marley was trying to sort out a situation within Spanish Town and the problems within the government of Jamaica and whatever. Now, he was sorting that out. But you see, when you do something like that and the rest of the world has the same problem as what you're going through, then it resonates around the world because then you realize every government
But
is
what
fucked up
certain
around
things
the world.
Vibes Cartel's talking about, not everyone has that problem.
No, but
fam.
no, you do because, bro, there's what do you mean? There's bare tracks, there's bare ghetto,
Bro.
No, wait 1 second.
If I start reading off certain things,
but
bro,
specific.
No, specific. He's got ghetto tracks for youths that live in the ghetto that are having problems.
Yeah.
And when I hear the tracks,
Yeah.
the systematic problems that we have is similar to what Jamaicans are going through. Maybe not on a worse scale, but on a system basis with the governments and shit, and the government not treating the youths properly and whatever, it's same across the board around the world, fam. So when he puts out certain tracks, I'm not saying all his tracks.
Dancehall's very relatable.
Dancehall's
Even if
so
it's just
relatable.
Talking about
Dance was my
Let's talk
thing.
about
Yeah,
it.
anyway,
Let's get back to
let's get back to Trillary.
It's just what people
Trillary,
don't talk
wait.
about.
Trillary.
I don't know
Trillary.
about
Wait,
that.
we're gonna get wait. Hey,
Yeah.
Trillary. Because I like your hat, you know,
No,
repping
of
London and
course.
that. You get me? Come on.
Old
But
tight DA.
hey, what I'm saying. So you got a project coming up now.
Vote for Trillary.
Yay.
You know what? Wait, do you see that name? That name sounds very it sounds cool still. Trillary, Hillary.
Yeah.
You're saying vote for, it just reminded me of Hillary, whatever. But
Yeah.
where'd you get the name from? How did you come up with the name? Because I see somewhere where you was trying to figure out certain names like Trillionaire, all of these things.
Yeah, just things that rhymed with. I just really like the word trill. I thought I could resonate with it when I looked into it. I was just like, everyone's using this trill word. It comes from South. It's kind of like a South kind of. It came from the South, Pimp C, Bumby, the legends in that area, and then ASAP Rocky kind of ran with it in the East Coast, and he was doing this trill thing, and I think I seen one of his videos as well. He had a dope video, and I was like, this is sick. Like, I get it, trill. It kind of looked like Thriller, you know what I mean? But I just thought, okay, I started looking into it, and it's just to be true with oneself and real with all, and that's how I am.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But
So
that's
obviously,
good.
So he's waiting
I was
for-
going through.
He was just running up in there.
I was like, what does that mean?
So boom.
Yeah,
See the project coming.
True and real.
Yeah.
Trill.
Okay.
Trill.
So obviously that was just looking for different names. I formerly used to go by the name Pinky Go Getter. My brother was Rez Go Getter, so it was kind of like Pinky Go Getter. It was like because I'm a hustler. If you know me from the ends and that, you know. But I just felt like I needed something that was like star quality-ish. That was just like, if I heard someone on the back of a bus talking about it, I'd be like, oh, what was that name my man said? Like that girl he said was sick. If I overheard it in a conversation, I'll probably YouTube it because it sounds like something like.
Now your
Trillary
name,
Banks,
your
or,
name is.
you know, I think your name
Yeah,
carries
your
a lot
name-
of weight from your first name,
You're
like
right.
from your kid, what you name your kids to what you name yourself in as a DJ or whatever. Like, it has to have some kind of resonation and something that, you know, exactly resonates with you.
No, I think
So
you're
was
right.
just looking
Your
into
name
certain
is
things.
very powerful.
So
It's
I
a
was like,
powerful
Trillary
name.
Banks.
Yeah,
Hillary, she was dope. She had
it's
sick
catchy
swag.
still.
She's like, obviously I didn't have a rich dad. I wasn't born in a mansion or nothing like that. But at the same time, she was just like, she always used to come matching. She was buff. The man used to love Hillary.
To say that
like,
you was a
like, they all
sexy
used
thing
to,
in the
They all
ends,
used to
innit?
come in like, you know. Oh, shut up.
No, because
I'm just talking about
I hear
from
your
one
music.
thing now.
So when you
one,
say
the
in your
humble
music,
one.
you rap that you're a sexy thing and the
Oh,
man
yeah,
don't
of
want
course, you
you
have
and
to
boom.
own your sexiness,
All right, so
ain't
don't
nothing
try and
wrong
play
with
it
that.
down now you're on the
No,
pod.
but at the
say you're a
time-
sexy thing and boom.
No,
man
but at the
one.
Oh, I
time,
am a
what?
sexy thing.
Cool.
But obviously, why are you not trying to make me get a vein? No.
No. But you see what it is though? You got, like, you know, one thing that I respect about a lot of artists, yeah, not saying that you're not, because you totally are, is the people that say things with their chest. You get what I'm saying? You gotta say a lot of
Say
things.
it with your chest.
Yeah, you gotta say it with your chest, man. So
Well, yeah, Trillary Banks, that's
Alright,
kind of
so
where it came from. So it's like a reinvention of the Trillary. I was creating a character. I think a lot of the times you get into character as well when you're performing. If you're an artist, if you're a DJ, if you're a radio personality, you know, you go home, you're just normal, you fucking take your bra off and you just like, right, kids go bed.
Right,
but when you're on the thing, when you're on the stage, do you understand? So it's like, yeah, I wanted to come up with something that I thought I could be like, it's a brand. I look at music now as a brand, business, as she was saying. But normally I was making music for me and whoever could just fuck with it. I'm not thinking about, okay, cool, I'm trying to get on the playlist, I'm trying to do this. I write differently now.
So when you write now, do you take that into consideration?
In terms of like, if you're going for like if you want to get a radio banger, if you want to get, then yeah, we put things into consideration. I don't swear a lot in my music now. My album, it will be all over that. But in general, like, I write differently because I watch females swearing back, and sometimes I'm like, and I'm like, do I sound like that? So I just like to clean it up. Just as a woman, I'm getting older, but then I do have my days where I just don't give a fuck, and I'm just gonna be a hip hop little kid. I'm gonna get into that zone and just say what's on my mind.
Is there any subject that's off limits in your lyrics?
I don't think there is, you know.
No, but again, I don't diss people. Like, I'm not homophobic or anything like that. You know, I have a lot of gay fans. You know what I mean? I have a lot of gay friends and stuff like that. I kind of understand it, or I have my understanding in my head what I think it is. So I'm cool with that. But other than that, I just rap about like me. That I'd spit about me being a female, being, if I'm sexual, if I'm horny, if I'm looking fly, if I'm down, if I want to make money.
I noticed that in the music
just
still. I know it's so you see with this up and coming, this project that's coming up now, because obviously me obviously checking out your stuff. Your early stuff was a lot of rap.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot of bashment UK, if you want to say, and a lot of sex. Yeah, you have bare sex in your music. Yeah. What is this album gonna be like that's coming out, or the mix it, or whatever that you've got?
It's
the
amazing.
Project.
So sick.
What we were looking forward to? You have to let the people know what can we expect.
What are you titling this project? Then?
Yeah.
Is it an album, mixtape?
I was going for mixtape, but it's raw album. When you deep it, it's an album. Like, there's no remixes. Everything's original. Everything's been tailor made for me. We've not used, like, I've got a doing it track, but we've not put nothing that can get taken down because it's not an original beat. So when I'm listening, I'm like, bro, this is an album. Some of it's like proper dancehall and it's bashy, but why can that not? But is it
going to be more of a dancehall? That's what I want to get to. Is it more dancehall bashment, or is you going to have the mix of dancehall and rap? Yeah, because I know you rap.
Yeah, there's a lot of rap on there, so I'm proper excited because to me it's mad that I'm a it's mad. A lot of people do not rate me or know me to be a rapper, and people are trying to question it, and I'm just like,
because you know what it is.
Right.
Your biggest track so far has become out as dancehall thing, but when you
if I watch you from your biggest track, you might be an overnight success where you don't have no other music, or I might be able to see shit from 7 years ago when there was no link up, and I went into a whole different space.
I went into the deeps of your stuff, and I was like, no, I need to listen to what. And when I'm not gonna lie, because obviously when I heard Trillary Banks, when obviously thing hit me up, I was like, I know this girl already though. Like, boom, I've seen your tracks. I was like, dancehall, boom, boom, boom. But then I was like, no, I need to go and listen to it. So I went deep into your catalogue. I was like, raw. I was kind of thrown off on the first track. I was like, but you rap.
No.
And then
hands up. Is that what
hands up?
Hands up.
No, it's not that.
We're voting. We have to like.
Then I'm going through it.
We've got an idea.
Yeah. Then I'm going through it, and I'm seeing more rap tracks and more rap tracks and more. And then I was like, okay, now your later stuff is more hip hop. I mean, more dancehall and all that. But it's good. The mix.
Can you not be dancehall and rapper?
You can, but let's clear this.
What happens is whatever people gravitate to, the song you have where people start booking you and you start getting radio appearances and shows, that's what you're normally known for.
No, but I mean, aren't dancehall is rapping?
Alright, no, but when I say rap,
not
but
singing,
she understand what I'm saying. She was rap,
I understand what you're saying, but
I
at
get
the
what
end of the
you're
day, it's like the genre of music.
Yeah,
that
the
we
sound.
gravitate
It's the
to.
sound.
Yes,
in
the
that.
art form is rapping, no matter which beat is
okay,
underneath
right,
you.
yeah,
But it's like, suppose we can take it away and say then hip hop dancehall if you want to differentiate the sounds. Sorry, carry on.
I understand. Sorry.
Because this is why
That
we've
was-
got
that
a
was a
DJ
silly
here.
question.
You know,
Yeah.
Them man understand the thing properly. Me, I'm just on the surface, like dancehall.
No,
rap.
Now,
but
you
I
know your
understand.
thing. Don't try and play it down, bro. Don't try and play it down.
You know, like
I
that.
got a question. Unless
No, go on.
I had a question. No, yeah. So my thing is this: like, do you feel like are you bothered? Are you pressured by like what people know you for?
No, because this album is gonna clear all of that.
And I'm waiting.
Understand? That's why I've not even been. I don't even like. We're touching the subject now, but I'm sick. Like people are just like Trill. Terror tells me all the time, bro. Fuck all of that, bro. Just do your thing. Don't worry.
No, you're sick. You're sick.
Don't
I agree.
Forget what
You're
they're
sick.
saying
I
about
agree,
your
though.
this or your that. If you can't rap, bro, you just shut them down with the product.
Do you know what?
This
Do
is
you know
it,
what?
innit?
I
Do you
speak to
understand what
I speak
mean?
to a lot of artists and like having like run studios and blah 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 in the past, whatever. And I see that in a lot of people, even some of the bigger artists that I've had conversations with, and they've surprised me when they've told things that have bothered them in regards to public opinion and things like that. But the reality of the situation is this: like, you are you.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And anyone can make a drill track, anyone can make a hip hop, and we can run through every single, but nobody can be you.
Yeah.
So the
I
moment
hate-
you
I
stop
hate
being
when
you,
people
the
have
harder
to,
it is. Do you get what I'm saying?
Categorize, yeah. I don't think I'm not an artist that like I generally when I go into a studio session, I just want you to make me an ill beat. I don't give you a genre as such unless I'm really in a hip hop mood or I'm in like I want to do something like proper old school 90s bashment. But in general, I just like I go from the sound. I write on what I hear. So I either like it and I want to write to it, or I don't, and I'm like I don't really know about this. I'm not. My spirit is not taken to this enough for me to just write off a verse in 20 minutes. So to me, I'm not a dancehall artist. I love dancehall.
So you say
I'm not a
you
dancehall
write a track every
artist.
20 minutes, yeah?
A verse, yeah.
A
If
verse,
I'm feeling
yeah.
everything, yeah, of course.
he's
It's
on
all
that.
about it's all about the vibe. Music is all about vibes. Like if you know, you know.
Vibrations.
Sometimes you're in a session trying to write for this whole session for a next session. Bare man a day, you're not coming up with nothing. Come Over Me Yard got wrote within an hour easily.
Yeah, that killed that.
And
That was a good track.
recorded, no long thing. First time in the studio session, I didn't even meet. I
Ah,
didn't
but
even
hold
know
on.
Tim.
You
Tim
see
just
when you
sent the
go
rhythm over.
when you go
So
in the
what's done?
studio, when you go in the studio and you write a track like that, because obviously there's bare sex in your music.
Yeah, recently
So-
there is. As of recently.
So
there's
does that
bare
mean
sex.
that most of your experiences in your life is going in your music?
Yeah.
I see where you're going with this.
No,
I
just
see where
this-
you're
no,
going with
just-
this. I want to ask a question. I want to ask a
Just need
question.
to know.
Why, like,
I mean, sorry, I was going to ask.
Okay,
'cause
go on.
I think we was having this conversation in the WhatsApp group.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
was saying about sex that people are too scared to talk about it. It's too much of a taboo. And I
was about to
believe
go.
that sex is intrinsically, I believe you have to have it, and you have to have it regularly.
No, you have to have sex. Come
Wow.
on, it's normal.
You
It's
do,
part of
you
life.
do
We're putting it
definitely
out there.
have to have it regularly.
I like the word intrinsically. I like
It
that.
really is.
Every day.
My thing is
I
this.
would
Right, 'cause
say,
what I was
I would
gonna
say
ask.
if you abstain from sex
Well,
for
come
too
over
much,
here.
it's not good for you.
Hey, pull him
no,
off.
definitely.
Like,
Put him up
No,
on
no,
chair.
sit down,
Bring him on the mic.
But with women,
Sorry.
it's looked on as in you're too much of a salacious character when you're talking about sex too much. But you actually, as human beings, you do have to have sex regularly. Do you feel that you're put under a certain kind
What's
of
regular?
pressure? I mean, boy. Anyway,
Yes, Hazel.
Whatever.
Following on,
No, I'm but I'm saying,
follow-
saying regular. It might be every
Week.
no, however, my
hours,
point
week,
being,
Or every
twice
day.
a day, 3 times
my
a day,
point being
4
daily.
is that as a woman, just
Depending on your
generally,
backstay.
you're told that you can't really be talking about sex.
No, we
or-
never
This
said
is-
that.
this is-
Man,
no,
them
I'm
want
not
you to have
but I'm
sex.
just-
You
No,
lot,
in
you,
the
you know what it
industry,
is? Other
always
gal,
girls are always
I
short
feel
the
like-
front when you're talking to
I
sex.
feel like.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, no, they
Wait,
are.
Trillary,
Oh, they
and
are.
wait, one
No,
second.
let me
Getting
get
better
Right,
on.
go on,
now.
illness, go on.
My
Man,
thing is
them
this,
are-
yeah, because it was kind of like
fam.
it was like a 2-part question, yeah, and I'm glad we can do this as women. So obviously, you said,
Okay.
no,
We got what you meant. We got what
you
you
understand
meant.
how ill, you know?
what I'm saying is this: you said just now,
Yeah.
recently
Yeah.
you've started to
Yeah.
make your sexualize your music or whatever way you're gonna.
Yeah.
I like your intrinsically word. That's in there anyway. What I'm saying recently. Why was there? Is there a reason, consciously or subconsciously, that you could say beforehand why there wasn't? And then B, do you feel pressured? Like, do you think your music is critiqued differently because you're a woman? Do you is there any pressure in there? Like when you're writing, do you think, I can't get away with that because
No.
butter?
Definitely not.
I respect them. No, good. The confidence
That's
in your
question
music
B,
anyway.
no.
Yeah.
And question A is because I'm grown now. I think if you watch videos when I was 18, 19, 20, maybe even 21, I wasn't comfortable. Not even comfortable. I just wasn't in that space. Like, why am I talking about my pussy when I'm out trapping on the ends? I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, this is the life I'm living.
And to be fair, at that age, you don't even really know your pussy yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Getting to know it.
When things tick, then you just get more open with things. But again, I'm not impressed by no 16, 17 or 18-year-old. No, she was gonna ask as well. I'm 26.
Okay,
so I believe I'm more than old enough to address certain things.
No, but you're old enough.
But even as a woman who talks about sex, I would, if I heard certain girls, okay, you can have sex at 16. So if you're a 17-year-old female rapper and you're talking about the most grease, I wouldn't it might sound biased, but I wouldn't super agree with it, because I still believe you've got a lot of growing to do.
You're still young.
Definitely.
Whereas when you're older, you've been through more sexual experiences, and my sexual is to empower women.
100%.
Like, you shouldn't be afraid to be in an open conversation with grown-up people here and talk about sex, talk about what you like, what you don't like, talk about certain things, because why should you not want to wear this or not want to be open, tell someone how you like it. Like, my music is to let people know, don't let no man gin out you. If he's not walking you good, see ya.
Last question before we get into bang.
You mad? You have to tell people what you like.
People's outside waiting next session, but boom, when's the album out?
It's out on the 5th of April.
So that's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm having a launch party as well.
Am I invited?
Yeah, off Old Street. Yeah, I'm gonna invite everyone.
Okay.
But yeah, it should be lit, and I'm very excited to release it. It's like my first proper project as Trillary Banks. I've done a little mixtape, but this is the first good body of really good body of work, in my opinion. And I've grown
can you give us a name now, or do we have
Vote
to wait
for Trillary?
Oh, is that what it's called? Vote for Trillary.
You didn't listen.
I thought she kept saying.
They're chatting about you don't listen.
Hashtag.
No,
you don't listen.
No, because mine was shut up, fam. Yeah, dickhead, fam. Because she kept saying we was talking about Brexit.
I think it makes perfect
Well, you
sense.
thought the album was called Brexit, fam. Well, it's vote for Hillary. I up to you.
We were talking about Brexit, and she was like, "Oh, just vote for Trillary." So in my head, that's project. That's a good name. I like that.
It's called Vote for Trillary.
That is sick.
Artwork is very relevant to kind of what's going on today.
That's very good.
I think another thing, I think that people will get me more. They'll get what I've been going through.
Are you talking about what's happening within this?
I'm talking about everything. I swear down, you really have. I want everyone to listen to it.
How many tracks is on there?
About 14, 15.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking to hear some stuff from you.
Hear what I'm saying? Listen to it.
I see.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you want to listen to it again, it's not going to be to everyone's taste. And that's just how it goes. Because a lot of people, there's probably certain albums of a whole different genre that I wouldn't really be that interested in. But I think people will know me. I think people truly, where's she from? Oh, I thought she was from London. Oh, swear that. Oh, where's the accent from? Listen to my music and then pass judgment after.
Have you got?
But then I don't want to hear none of you lots. All them unpopular opinions and stuff. Pre my shit properly, then come and talk to me after, because you cannot put me in that top category highly with female rap. UK in the female UK rap category, I'm way at the top. I don't. No cap.
But
I like that.
Come on,
I like
respect
that.
that.
I like that.
Come on, listen to my take me in it. Take me in.
You know what? I'm not gonna go into a long thing, but
who's on there?
I got an amazing song with Etta Bond.
Shout out, I know Etta's hard. Still, personally, I used to train her still.
I've got an amazing song with Etta.
What do you say?
Who else? Obviously, I've got Inch on there. That's a classic.
What's that from Section?
Yeah, if people know me, they'll know that song. And why is it not ringing out? I've got features on there. Just check it out. You know what? I've not released the whole track list yet. That's going to be coming soon. But
Trillary Banks,
mad.
vote for Trillary
Vote for
Banks.
Trillary, man.
I rate that.
Yeah,
still.
and I hope you guys will enjoy it. And I hope you can listen to it and take it in.
That's maybe doing some little recordings. Yeah, forget the Insta and that. But yo, listen, Trillary, thank you for coming today.
It's all good.
We appreciate you. But we're gonna get into we're getting into bang of the week. People on the my YouTubers. Shout you lot out. Subscribe to the channel. We're cutting off right now. Go and what's your socials for the people out there?
At Trillary Official on Instagram and Trillary Banks #6 on everything else.
So go and follow Trillary Banks on every social media. Go and get her album's going to be out on the 5th of April. vote for Trillary Banks. Just vote for it anyway, even if you don't vote nowhere. Just get the album and then vote and all of that. You
all
get
of
me?
that.
But we're gonna get into Banger of the Week now. So hashtag DMD Podcast. Obviously for the people on YouTube, dmdlive.co.uk. You see it somewhere on the screen. If you've got any questions, any dilemmas, anything like that, just hit us up.